next, I gotta ask you some super hard-hitting capital J journalism, though. First getting to know you. Can you pronounce your last name for us?
Kerkvliet.
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 Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's easier than it.
I was gonna say it looks a lot more complicated.
Yeah.
What kind of name is that?
It's from the Netherlands.
Okay.
Yeah, my dad's Dutch.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah.
How are you enjoying Utah?
I like it a
from,
lot.
Stores?
Sorry.
A little different from Connecticut?
Yeah, and a lot different from Houston. But I mean, it's been great so far. I love it here, so it's beautiful. Yeah.
So a bit of a unique journey maybe for you, just playing the year at UConn and then getting drafted. And it looks like you probably will be sticking around here in Utah. Is that kind of the plan? And I guess maybe what has led you to this moment to be able to kind of take advantage of the opportunity?
Yeah. I mean, the plan is definitely to stick around here as long as possible. I love it here so far, so there's no reason not to. What led me to that? I mean, kind of just trusting the process and understanding, like, maybe it's not my time yet, maybe it is, and regardless of that, just putting my head down and working hard, and realizing like what's meant to be will happen. And yeah, so that's exactly what I did. I put my head down, I worked hard, and then it's led me here, and hopefully it'll lead me to bigger things as well.
What have the first few days been like with the team, with coaches? What have you kind of been hearing and learning about, what your role, your potential could be here in some way?
Yeah. I mean, the first days have been great. Everyone here is so welcoming. The coaches, the players, like all the staff, from like the first team guys to the Monarchs players to the academy guys. Everyone's super welcoming, and it's been great. And yeah.
You left some eligibility on the table at UConn, I believe. I think you had a couple of years left.
Mm-hmm.
Were you pretty set on turning pro and not kind of utilizing the rest of your couple of years, or what was kind of that decision like?
Yeah, I mean, going pro has always been my goal, right? And I think, I'm only 19 in my prime athleticism once, versus I do prioritize academics a lot, as well as my parents, like my entire family. So, I'm going to finish school somehow, but I mean, turning pro is always the ultimate goal. And I feel like the sooner I'm in a pro environment, the better it'll be for my development as well. So, I had an idea that maybe I wasn't going to finish this early. I didn't know.
Yeah.
But, I had an idea for sure. Yeah.
Well, you were a little further ahead academically, because I think you redshirted your first year, right?
Yeah. So I'm about like halfway done with my credits. I'm going to finish them somehow, whether I do like an online business degree or if I go back whenever I'm done playing soccer. It's all, it's in the air right now.
For sure.
Yeah.
What are you kind of learning from the other keepers here? I mean, I know it's been like 2 weeks or something like that, but just from some of the other keepers that you've gotten to know, and we won't talk too many names or whatnot because they're kind of trickling in signing-wise.
Yeah.
But just as a group, what are you learning from them? What are you picking up from them? There's another draft pick, obviously, that came in with you. Like, what are you kind of picking up from that group?
Yeah, I mean, it's a bunch of new goalkeepers, right? Like all of us are new pretty much. I've gotten super close with Trace, the other draft pick, and we're kind of like, we're both new, right? And I think it's actually super helpful to have somebody that is in the same situation as you, positionally and, coming out of college-wise. So that's been great. I've gotten super close with him. Like, we talk to each other about, are we stressed? Like, what are you doing for housing? Stuff like that, like normal people would talk about. Yeah. And then the older guys, I mean, it's always good being learning under older guys, guys who have been in the league, guys who've been playing pro for years. It's always a good thing to be under them and learn, goalkeeping wise, and just how they carry themselves. So yeah, just a lot of different stuff for sure.
Did Mirza have any name recognition for you, or had you heard about his reputation before you got here?
Yeah, I did actually. One of my best friend from UConn, his dad used to coach with Mirza in Connecticut.
Okay.
So I knew him a little bit from there. Obviously, when I started talking to Real Salt Lake, that's when I started to, be interested in who Mirza was. He's been so great so far. It's only been 3 days, and I feel like I've already learned an insane amount, so who knows what I'm going to learn in my entire time here. But yeah, no, and when I started telling people about Salt Lake, it was just only good things about Mirza. Like, just like from other coaches that I know in the league who I've spoken to, and college coaches as well, being from Connecticut and me playing in Connecticut, there was a lot of connection there as well. So I heard only great things about him, so I was super excited to come in. Yeah.
He's got a pretty good reputation.
Yeah, he does. No, for sure. I mean, I heard, like, from the most random people, like people that I didn't even think would know who he was.
Really?
They're like, oh, he's great. Mirza's going to be great. He's going to be great. And so, he's lived up to that so far. It's been great the past 3 days. So, yeah.
Which part of Houston are you from?
I kind of moved all over Houston. Well, I was actually born in London.
Oh, okay.
And then I moved to Qatar.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. My dad works in oil and gas, so we kind of just followed him. And then that led us to Houston in 5th grade. So I say I'm from Houston just because I kind of grew up there.
Sure.
But at first I lived like West Houston.
Yeah.
And then kind of as I grew older and like my brother went to college, we started moving towards downtown more and more. So like I just left like
I got a lot of family in the Woodlands and
there we go.
Willis and up there.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of the pandemic with them. So
Yeah, the Woodlands is so nice.
yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Um,